On World News Tonight this Saturday, only 364 days till Christmas. Why shoppers are packing the stores on the weekend after Christmas. The round-the-clock struggle to turn the lights back on in the South. Thousands are still without power. And more balloonists prepare to conquer the globe a day after their rivals are forced down.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, Saturday, with Morton Dean reporting tonight from London.
Good evening. It's going to be another dark and uncomfortable night in the southeast. Hundreds of thousands still without power from a Christmas Eve ice storm. Repair crews are working nonstop, but the power companies say it could be midweek before everyone has power again. ABC's Mike Von Frem has more.
The cold snap was brief, the snowfall minimal, but the damage is long-lasting and significant. Across much of the South, it was a candlelight Christmas out of necessity. Icy power lines left 400,000 families without power.
It was about 44 degrees in the house this morning. That's pretty cold. Yeah, getting a little bit too cold to stay here.
Virginia was the state that was hardest hit. 200,000 people lost power, but most of it has now been restored. It is a thin but deadly layer of ice that remains on many roads. Nationwide, 30 deaths have been blamed on the freezing conditions. In Central California, the problem is crop damage. The temperature today is back up in the 60s, but the damage from the freeze 3 days ago is done. More than 80% of the United States edible orange crop is grown here, and farmers like Rod Radke fear the hard freeze has wiped it out.
This orange is starting to thaw out a little bit, but it kind of has this water-soaked look.
Also damaged, the lemon and broccoli crop. California farmers are obviously suffering now. Consumers could begin to see prices rise in the next few days. Mike Von Frem, ABC News, Washington.
The race to be the first to circle the Earth in a balloon is still on. Next week, another balloon team takes off just days after the last team was forced down in the Pacific. ABC's Lisa Salters has the latest.
It's called the Team Remax balloon, scheduled to lift off early next week from Australia. Once fully inflated, this balloon will reach as high as the Empire State Building. Sponsored by American real estate tycoon Dave Liniger, Team Remax plans to use a different strategy than the Branson Fawcett team. It will sail 20 miles higher, 130,000 feet above the Earth in the stratosphere, where winds are constant and not subject to weather conditions.
We also are going for the high altitude record, the distance record, and the duration record.
The three-man balloon team also plans to take a southern hemisphere route, which will keep them from having to fly over countries like China, which has now banned balloon flyovers. The team's progress will be updated on the internet, along with the progress of at least 4 other balloon teams planning flights.
Sugar is at 1 o'clock.
They all seem undaunted by the failure of the Richard Branson team that splash landed off the coast of Hawaii yesterday morning and had to be rescued by the Coast Guard.
We really thought we were going to make it, and we came up against a sort of brick wall of bad weather, and we just bounced at it, and it just wouldn't let us through.
The Branson balloon took off from Marrakesh, Morocco on December 18th and had been enjoying 200-mile-an-hour tailwinds for most of the trip halfway around the world, until it reached the Pacific Ocean. That's where it hit a pocket of low pressure that dramatically dropped the winds to just 16 miles an hour.
A balloon has no other motor than the wind. If the wind stops, you stop.
But that doesn't necessarily mean the Branson team will stop trying, nor will other balloonists determined to sail into the record books. Lisa Salters, ABC News, Los Angeles.
American retailers were not very happy with sales this holiday season, but store owners are not despairing yet. That's because crowded stores this weekend are proving once again that Christmas shopping doesn't end with Christmas, and that's a good thing for the American economy. ABC's Mark Mullen has been checking on the after-Christmas buying binge.
Whether it was in Chicago,
I have very good deals. Everything is half price.
In Los Angeles, or in New York, shoppers across the nation today were searching for the same thing.
Bargains.
Catherine and Vincent Glauda arrived early at a New York State mall. Like many others, they were there.
Do you want to get one of these?
Not so much to exchange presents, but to buy new things, part of a national trend.
Every year it grows stronger and stronger.
In fact, the week after Christmas now accounts for more business than does the weekend after Thanksgiving, and accounts for 11% of all holiday sales.
The prices were good before Christmas, but they have better sales today.
Some items are 50% off or more because before Christmas, consumers didn't buy as much as retailers hoped. Many of the deals are on winter clothes, which didn't sell well because cold weather was late in arriving. Even with all of those discounts, it's projected that holiday sales will be up a modest 5% this year.
It's the best interest of the retailer to put a carrot out there, make him come into the store.
We'll have 20 to 50% off store-wide with all...
To get you into stores, many merchants are relying on big promotion and ad campaigns.
Now, it's the thrill of the hunt at Kmart.
To get you to actually buy something, many merchants have to offer sale prices on their best products.
Suits for her, 50 to 65% off.
Gone are the days when post-Christmas sales were used just to unload merchandise that earlier customers passed up.
You have many people home from school, from college. You have an opportunity for families to come together. There's gift certificates, there's Christmas cash.
Retailers are happy that the 2 days following Christmas fall on this weekend, which will give customers more time to shop.
But we don't need any of the big towels, right? Let's look at this.
Of course, for there to be sales, customers like Catherine and Vincent Glauda must be pleased, and today they were. Catherine, anyway.
So where do you want to go next? Home? Go home? It's like 10 more hours of shopping in the day.
Mark Mullen, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday, Iraq warning it will shoot down American and British planes patrolling the no-fly zones. Breaking new ground when it comes to cleaning up toxic waste. And meet a doctor who makes horse calls.
This is World News Tonight, Saturday. Brought to you by Buick.
Time is running out on Buick Swinging to 99. And for a short time only, we've got numbers that'll make your head spin. Low 0.99 APR financing on every 99 Buick for an average finance savings of up to $4,200. And a new twist, no monthly payments for 99 days. But these numbers won't be around much longer. So better jump now. Swing into your Buick dealer today.
I think of myself as a supportive mom. Joey counts on me to be there for the whole game.
Win one for Mom, Joe!
Even when I have a sore throat.
Joey! Joey! Watching Peterson, I know your mother!
So I count on Chloraseptic. 5 sprays gives me fast, long-lasting relief, so I don't have to miss a second of the game. Chloraseptic, 5 sprays for instant relief that stays. Yay, Chloraseptic.
Life's an adventure because you're over 50 and still exploring. So take the Centrum made just for you, Centrum Silver, with age-essential nutrients specially adjusted to keep pace with your changing nutritional needs. Centrum Silver, it's a great time to be silver.
When they said the world didn't need another nose strip, we said we'll make one that gives instant relief of nasal congestion symptoms and is ergonomically contoured for a good fit. Introducing Clear Passage nose strips. After all, we're the maker of the Afrin brand, and who knows more about the nose?
Iraq today warned it will fire on U.S. and British planes patrolling no-fly zones, the zones from which Iraqi aircraft are prohibited. The warning came after hours after Iraq says an anti-aircraft position did open fire, fending off an attack from, quote, enemy planes. The U.S. and Britain say the planes were not theirs. The U.S. says it will continue patrolling the no-fly zones and that pilots may respond if they are threatened. While the full effect of last week's air assault is not known, ABC's Ron Claiborne finds one result is deepening anger over the continuing UN economic sanctions.
Hassam El Ashmawi, chef at the Baghdad Tennis Club, remembers the good old days very well. After all, that was only 8 years ago, before the economic embargo.
You miss the cheese, you miss the butter, the real butter, you miss the herbs. So many things I do miss, yes.
This private club once symbolized affluence in a country that used to have a thriving oil-rich economy. But after Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait and triggered the Gulf War, the United Nations banned most international trade with Iraq. The economy is now in tatters. Few people have jobs, and there are chronic shortages of food and medicine. The sanctions were supposed to undermine Saddam Hussein, but he is still in power, while most of Iraq's 22 million people suffer. They are people like Warda Yala, a refugee from northern Iraq and a mother of 7. She's a Christian, but she says this Christmas there was nothing to celebrate. Christmas before the war was better, she said. We weren't scared. Food, everything was available. Now there's nothing. While all interviews here are conducted in the presence of official government representatives, many people here, like Adnan Hussein, seem genuinely outraged by last week's bombings. Hussein used to import car and drill parts from abroad until the embargo. Now he's forced to make copies by hand. But few of his customers have the money to buy them, so he struggles to make ends meet. I sold my TV, I sold my refrigerator, I sold my oven, he said. I had to, but still I can't keep up. And this is not the end of it. It's only going to get worse. Hussein blames the U.S. and the embargo for his and Iraq's troubles. Once it was his wish to someday visit America. Now he says America is his enemy. Ron Claiborne, ABC News, Baghdad.
One of the world's most notorious cults is reportedly trying to make a comeback. The Japanese doomsday cult Aum Shinrikyo is blamed for the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway system. 12 people were killed. A Japanese news agency reports the cult is raising money again and advertising for new members. When we come back, a revolutionary new way to clean up some of the most polluted places in the country.
I showed your photograph to a friend of mine. She said we looked alike, and I blushed at the compliment. Not because I'm your mother, but because you are so beautiful. And I know I've told you this before, but in case I've used the wrong words, I wanted to say it again.
The Oil of Olay Holiday Gift Set. Proven to make her feel beautiful. Want to have a party? Want to make a splash? This holiday, head to Red Lobster for party platters that make any holiday party extra special. Jumbo platters of shrimp and more shrimp. Tender crab claws for a crowd. Ready to pick up in an hour. Give us a call today. Escape to Red Lobster for your holiday party platters, because life on land is dry.
Planes now fly New York to Paris in under 4 hours. Titanium bikes can go over 65. News travels around the world in an instant. So how come pain relief isn't faster? Introducing Advil Liquid Gels, the first and only pain reliever in a faster-acting liquid-filled capsule that's gentle on your stomach. On tough pain, Advil Liquid Gels are stronger and faster than extra-strength Tylenol. Headaches to muscle aches. New Advil Liquid Gels. Pain relief. Stronger and faster.
It goes by so fast. If you don't do what you want today, you may not have time tomorrow. Same goes for the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. Because there's very little time left to get low 0.9% APR financing or big cash back. The selection is huge. The offers are big. The time is running out. So don't put off till tomorrow what you can save on today. Make your money count at your Chevy dealer. The season for you is almost over.
Romance is back with an attitude.
I am not interested.
But you're well-proportioned. That counts for something.
Jeremy Piven and Paula Marshall in Cupid tonight, 10/9 Central.
Vice President Gore may end up with a key role in the upcoming Senate impeachment trial. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times today, Mr. Gore suggested he might have to break a tie during pre-trial motions. It's part of the Vice President's constitutional duty to preside over the Senate. President Clinton is calling for a crackdown on drunk drivers. In his weekly radio address today, he urged adoption of a national blood alcohol limit, 0.08%.
This year I worked with members of Congress to make .08 the law of the land. Tragically, the special interests blocked this life-saving measure. I am determined to succeed in setting a .08 standard in the new year.
Most states aren't as tough and have a higher legal limit than that. Every year, cleaning up toxic waste costs taxpayers millions of dollars. It's not only an expensive process, it's a slow process. But now there's a way to do it faster and cheaper. ABC's Jack Smith has details.
For years, poisonous chemicals at this site in California's Central Valley slowly leaked into the groundwater.
It stinks, and we really don't want to smell it too long. This is highly toxic. Yes, sir, it is toxic.
Creosote was used here by the phone company as a preservative for its telephone poles, making the site one of the most polluted and hard to clean in the country. But now, a brand new technology invented by the Lawrence Livermore National Labs is changing that.
Were you surprised when you saw how effective this new technology was?
I'm thrilled.
You're thrilled?
Absolutely thrilled.
In just its first 12 weeks of operation, this new cleanup technology removed some 50,000 gallons of pollutants from the ground here. Using traditional methods, it would have taken 120 years to get that much out of the soil. This is the steam under the ground, 100 feet under the ground.
100 feet under the ground. We can actually see the steam. And we can...
Guided by the same sort of magnetic imaging used in medicine, engineers first heat water in giant boilers, then, driving pipes 100 feet underground, literally surround the pollution, soften it with super hot steam, and force it to the surface.
And we're bringing the steam, the groundwater, and the contaminants to the center, and then we have a network of wells that extract it all out of the ground.
The cleanup could be finished in as little as 2 years, saving $55 million. And if the technology works here, it could be applied to thousands of other highly polluted sites.
If you go to a site where potentially they were going to be pumping and treating here for 80 more years, and Southern California Edison and the regulators can bring the site to closure within a couple of years and get it off their books, that is revolutionary.
It's not a term scientists use lightly, but here they mean it. This technology could revolutionize toxic waste cleanup everywhere. Jack Smith, ABC News, Visalia, California.
In Houston tonight, the smallest of the octuplets has taken a turn for the worse. Doctors say baby Odira is very ill. One of the boys suffered a respiratory setback last night, but has stabilized. And here's the first look at the mother, a picture, the first one since the big day. Hospital officials today released this Christmas Day picture of Nakim Chukwu and the baby's father. And still ahead, the competition for souls in Cuba now that Christianity is making a comeback.
Start something special.
In a car commercial, you expect to see some fine print. Well, here's some of the finest darn print you'll ever see. For a short time, get 0.99 financing on all 99 Oldsmobiles. That means finance savings of up to $3,700 at the Start Something special event at your Oldsmobile dealer now.
Nobody does it like you.
Mrs. Adams was happy with her Steam Cleaner's revolving brush, and she accepted its manual hand nozzle until she saw Mrs. Stevens' Hoover Steam Vac Ultra. It's easy to fill, has a powered hand tool with 2 rotating brushes, plus 5 more brushes for professional results. It's turned steam cleaning upside down.
Hoover, nobody
Steam Vac Ultra
does it like you.
Out here, I'm in command. So am I supposed to say, slow down, guys, I'm constipated? I don't think so. You try to eat right. Sometimes you can't. Harsh chemical laxatives, they can kick in whenever and wherever. Not an option. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. It's got 100% natural fiber. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
Metamucil, the doctor's natural choice for regularity.
I've loved investing all of my life. It allows me to think about all the new creative things going on around me. I come across companies with great new ideas. So what do? I jump onto Schwab.com. I can get all kinds of information. I can get earnings projections. I can get what the company's done in the past. I can get their balance sheet. It allows me to have a complete, comprehensive amount of information to allow me to make a very informed decision. It's about freedom. Now you're in control.
For many, today, the 26th of December, is simply the day after. But some holidays, some celebrations are just getting underway.
Principal candle.
It's the first day of Kwanzaa. The lighting of candles marks this African-American holiday, which ends in an exchange of handmade and educational gifts. And here in London, this day after Christmas is called Boxing Day. It's a British tradition. But do most people here know the meaning of Boxing Day?
Sort of a holiday after Christmas to sort of recover from the Christmas pudding.
I don't go into the history of things. I can't tell you.
You shouldn't have asked. You're Americans. You shouldn't ask these things. You shouldn't ask the things that say, what is Boxing Day? I've no idea. But you won't tell anybody else.
For the record, Boxing Day apparently got its name from alms boxes, collection boxes in churches, with the money going to the poor this day. In Cuba, Christmas is an official holiday now. The communist government even allowed the Roman Catholic Church to broadcast a Christmas greeting on state radio yesterday. It's the latest in a series of signs that relations between church and state are defrosting. And as ABC's Deborah Amos reports, this has brought about a competition for congregants.
This house, in one of Havana's poorest districts, becomes a church one evening a week. The worshipers, all neighbors, can't afford a regular bus trip to downtown services. They joined this congregation a year ago when Minister Hector Mendez brought the church to them, setting up worship in this living room. Some 3,000 house churches have opened recently. Most are Protestant, as religious leaders compete for Cuban souls.
All of the churches are growing because people need faith.
In some provinces, the Protestant churches are drawing members faster than the Catholics, and some denominations are getting new recruits by offering something more than food for the soul. The Lady of Charity Catholic Church offers free meals for the poor. Thanks to the church, I have a plate of food, says this old man. Such open social programs were once forbidden by the communist government. But this opening to religion was a condition of the Pope's historic visit last year. Since then, classes in religious instruction have become popular. But some question all this newfound faith.
Quite a lot of this religious boom is a result also of the difficulties in the economic situation.
Most families here struggle just to get the basics. Soap and medicine are often unavailable in government shops. The government sees church programs as a way to share the economic burden. For the church, it's a draw for new members.
They are going to church to get a bag with the basic things they need for life? Or is it that really they want to have a Christian experience?
For many, this is the Christian experience, ministering to the poor with hope that religious belief will follow. Deborah Amos, ABC News, Havana, Cuba.
Coming up, the man who keeps Cairo on its feet, all four of them.
One word convinced me, and herbal could help me maintain emotional balance. Centrum.
One name means an advance in herbals to help maintain memory.
This winter, I'm taking the only herbal backed by Centrum Science.
Introducing Centrum Herbals. Some other brands can be missing natural ingredients because herbals can vary from plant to plant, dose to dose. Only Centrum uses pharma print to guarantee a more complete herbal every time.
One word can help make a difference in your health.
6 individual Centrum Herbals, naturally more complete.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Hey!
If you think the Cavalier looks good, wait till you know it can go up to 100,000 miles before its first scheduled tune-up. Chevy Cavalier. The more you know, the better it looks. Genuine Chevrolet.
All right. There's one thing everybody in Washington can agree on.
That would be?
There's more heartburn than ever.
And more Republicans.
And more burning, and more pressure.
More pain.
Yeah, and it's time someone did more about it, too.
Alka-Seltzer does more, with more medicines than any antacid to speed more relief to your worst heartburn and pain.
Yeah, Alka-Seltzer. This country deserves more.
You sound like a Democrat.
Democrats just promise more. How does this marriage last?
Alka-Seltzer, the more medicine heartburn medicine.
ABC congratulates The Practice, nominated for 3 Golden Globes, including Best Actor and Best Drama. The Practice, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central.
In many cities of the world, modern horsepower shares the road with old-fashioned horsepower and donkey power. So if you have a problem with your mode of transportation, you're as likely to need a veterinarian as you are a mechanic. In Cairo, ABC's Jim Wooten found a veterinarian who is also a hero.
In these chaotic streets, clogged with modern transport, the lowly donkey still has a place. 250,000 of them here, and along with 50,000 horses, they're absolutely essential to the poor people of Cairo.
You can't imagine if the horse is damaged or the donkey is damaged. That's meaning the stopping of the income of the family.
And that's what veterinarian Salah Wahib tries to prevent. A kind and gentle man, he believes keeping the animals healthy is his moral obligation. By helping them, he helps their owners survive.
It is a very important job in my mind.
At this clinic, the Brook Hospital for Animals, founded 60 years ago by an English woman, Dr. Wahib, free of charge, treats hundreds of animals each week for harness sores, cuts and bruises, and sends most back to the streets, back to work. Others are kept for x-rays and sometimes surgery. This pregnant horse will have a cesarean. Every day, after his specially equipped animal ambulance is prepared, he drives to markets in the slums to reach those who can't reach the clinic. As he treats the animals, he's treated as a hero. God save you, this woman tells him. No one but you works with us, says this man. God give you health. 3 sick donkeys get a ride back to the always crowded clinic.
Now, what's wrong with this big fella here?
That's a road accident.
Some are beyond help. This ancient mare hasn't eaten in weeks, and Dr. Wahib thinks she should be put out of her misery.
About 25 years old, and that's enough.
The owner sadly agrees. He and his heartbroken son say goodbye. The horse is bathed, fed all she can eat, sweet-talked by the doctor, and at last, a day or so of rest before the painless end to a long, hard life.
It's my happiness yet to work as a vet. Yes. We can help the animals, but really we help the owners, the people.
A most unusual veterinarian, Salah Wahib. His patients are animals, but his passion is people. And that, he says, is his duty. Jim Wooten, ABC News, Cairo.
And that's World News Tonight for this Saturday. Don't forget Good Morning America Sunday, and then later this week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts. I'm Morton Dean reporting from London tonight. Have a good night and a good day tomorrow.
The Bowl Championship Series kicks off New Year's Day. UCLA meets Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl, presented by AT&T. Then in prime time, Ohio State meets Texas A&M in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. The Bowl Championship Series. 4 bowls, 1 champion. New Year's Day on ABC.
Hey, football fans, get ready for the News 2 Best Buy Big Bowl Sweepstakes. You can score big prizes watching college bowl games on News 2, like a stylish 1999 Toyota Camry from Rivergate Toyota, $100 gift certificates from Best Buy and Pool and Spa Depot, 6-foot party subs from Subway, and other great prizes from Lowe's. Pick up your entry form at Middle Tennessee Subway locations. It's the News 2 Best Buy Big Bowl Sweepstakes, starting New Year's Day on News 2. Watch and win.
Now's the best time to look into a new Toyota Tacoma.